Hi everyone, I'm Sam and I'm the social media director for JVPR SSH chapter. I'm a senior at Grand Valley. I'm studying advertising and public relations with a minor in Spanish. So I'll be giving advice on how to acclimate to dorm life and how to be a good roommate. So it is a big deal to move from, if you're like me and come from a household where you had your own room, to move from that to sharing an actual space with somebody. If you're in my dorm situation where I shared a room with somebody, that's usually the stereotypical dorm room. So that is the situation we'll be working with here. And I'll just give you tips on how to navigate it because it is a big transition. So my first tip is to discuss who is bringing what so you can share. In a dorm room, typically it's not that big, so you want to make sure that you're really making the best use of this space that you're given. There's no need to, have 2 couches, 2 TVs, 2 coffee makers maybe. So talking those things out with your roommate beforehand is great because on move-in day, you each know what you brought and there's no need to worry about that. I would suggest though having 2 mini fridges, like one for each of you, unless you have more roommates, because they don't take up that much space and it is hard to kind of share it because it is pretty small. So that's one thing, but like a TV, you don't need more than one of those. And then the next thing I would say is to get to know each other by doing things together. So your roommate is your first friend is very true. It's very evident in college. It doesn't mean that you guys have to be best friends, but they are the first person you know when you get there. So something I did with my roommate when we first moved in is went to breakfast together, went to lunch together, just trying to do things where it wasn't as awkward and you still got to get to know each other, but it wasn't like too forced or anything like that. Especially with meals you're eating, so it's not that much pressure to talk and just makes things less awkward. So I would definitely say do that to kind of get to know your roommate better. And then the next one I have is to respect each other's space. So something I would say is just to try to keep your side tidy at least because it's not a bad thing to be, the best roommate. So I'm not saying scrub down your floors every day, vacuum every day. Like, we don't have time for that, especially you're adjusting to this life. You don't even know what's happening yet. There's a lot of things going on. But I would just say clean up your food. Maybe you had a late night snack, clean that up. Don't let it sit for 4 days. Make sure your laundry basket isn't overflowing. Just being considerate because, your roommate wants to live in a good environment, so do you. So basically, however you want their side of the room to look like, kind of mimic that and respect each other in that way. The next one, and the most important one that I have, is to just be considerate of each other. You're both sharing this space. Like I said, you don't have to be best friends. So I would just say definitely be considerate of each other. So if you're coming in late, maybe you had a late night at the library, maybe you were hanging out with friends in the common area, you had a late night, and you come in, be really quiet. Don't slam the door. I use my phone flashlight all the time if I came in late because I didn't want to turn on the light. That just would have been rude. So be considerate of each other's space and of each other's schedules. Like, you're going to be on different schedules with sleeping and with classes and things like that. So just be considerate. And a pro tip for that is to share each other's schedules. So me and my roommate, both semesters, would text each other once we finalize our schedule. And then obviously if we switch to class, because that does happen after syllabus week, we'd text each other again and be like, hey, here's my updated schedule. That way, maybe my roommate has an 8 a.m. math class, and then I know that going in, so then Tuesday night when I know her class is Wednesday, I'm not being rude coming in at past midnight, turning on the lights and all those things. I'm going to expect her to be sleeping there, so I'm going to be respectful. So I would say definitely do that. And even, oh, okay, do you want to grab lunch? I see you have a lunch break this time. Me too. We can meet at Kleiner. We both have a class near there or something like that. So I would say that's my pro tip. Is just that way you guys can always know what the other one is up to in terms of who's in the room, who's sleeping schedules, things like that. And then a side tip that I have is to keep your door open of your room. Now, this is really helpful in the first few weeks. Obviously, right now, things are kind of weird with COVID, but if you can, I would say keep your door open. That really helped me make friends. You would be so surprised at the people that just come into your room to be like, oh my gosh, that poster is so cute, or wow, I love how you guys decorated in here. I have some of the greatest friends from that. I literally made friends from that, I still talk to them. I'm about to graduate. We hang out all the time. So that would be like one of my top tips for just even making friends in college, and just something, a small thing you can do for your dorm room. That was a tip that I was given, I think, during transition week. So giving that to you as well. If you haven't heard that yet, it could definitely help you. So yeah, that was it. That was just my quick rundown on how to be a good roommate, how to kind of acclimate to the dorm life. And I really hope that it helped you. And I wish you luck on your freshman year. Bye. Thanks for watching.